Well, for some reason, the weather in Kandahar is kind of perfect for pomegranates. It's a type of herb, we call it wora. It gives a special taste to kebab.
The first time when Taliban came to Afghanistan, it was really horrible. We had to mountain to mountain, we had to escape. I saw thousands of dead bodies on the street, and dogs eat people on the streets, and nobody was there to pick the dead bodies and take them in the graveyard and bury them. It was horrible, and this time it was easier. At least we could escape. We could fly to Australia. Last time I remember in 1998 when they took over Mazar Sharif, I was only a 10, 11 years old child, and I experienced crazy life out there. And we had to go to Pakistan. We had to cross the borders illegally. Everything was really horrible. I was working in a shop as a shoemaker that I heard about World Trade Centers being exploded.
Oh, shit!
What the hell was that?
Until that time, I didn't really know that there is US in this world, and there is a president called George W. Bush, the president of the United States. So everybody hated Taliban. They stayed 4 years in Mazar Sharif in my hometown. So lots of crazy stuff happened, lots of killings. Finally, US said that they're going to invade Afghanistan and wipe out the terrorists.
On my orders, the United States military has begun strikes against Al-Qaeda terrorist training camps and military installations of the Taliban regime in Afghanistan.
We were waiting for them to come. They were able to wipe Taliban out in 25 days. So in 1 month, Afghanistan was free Taliban, and we were so happy. It was a new hope. Life was normal until 2006, 2007, and again we found that Taliban are recruiting. They're trying to get big and big again and again, and finally they took over one location, then they took the mountainous areas, the rural areas. Finally, they came closer and closer and closer, and finally they took over Afghanistan. But I'm not sure that they were able to take over Afghanistan. I think somebody gifted Afghanistan to Taliban. So it was very difficult. Sweat was coming from my whole body. It was sunshine. It was difficult. Again, we saw people who were like out of energy, and because they were dehydrated and no energy, they were just falling down out there. And I saw again, unfortunately, some children died out there. And they were pushing, and like a wave, it was coming, and it was just taking you to almost 5 meters on the other side. And then another wave was coming and taking 5 meters on the other side. So it was a wave of the power of the people, like when they were pushing. Just behind that gate, it's Australia. It's nice out there. Just go to Australia. It's only just one gate between us. Try to keep yourself strong, be positive. That was actually the way that finally we made it. When I was at the gate, it was like I was like my whole body was like, all my energy was gone. Crazy. Finally we made it. And in Dubai, after 1 week, I found my name on the list of people to fly to Australia.
So finally, after like 10 days waiting here in Dubai, I finally have my boarding pass and everything.
I was somehow sad that I was leaving Afghanistan behind, and at the same time I was happy that I was landing in Australia. When the airplane is very close by to the Australian ground, I could see the water, I could see the very green land and the very clear atmosphere. And I was just telling to myself, wow, this is Australia. It's so nice to be here. I have my mother and my sisters and 2 of my brothers left behind. So they're trying their best to get out of Afghanistan, but unfortunately, suddenly Afghanistan fall and the airport is closed. So we have no commercial and international flights right now, and borders are closed. It's very difficult to get out of Afghanistan borders as well. And saying goodbye to my mom. Yeah, it's a crazy feeling, and I just left them behind, and we only from everything that I had in Afghanistan, I only packed my bag and we just came. You know, it's not good. Yeah, it's really crazy feeling. Yeah. For people in need of safety and security, and I really appreciate the Australian government for that. And that's something me, as an Afghan, I will remember that, and I will tell this to our next generation. I think there are a lot of people left behind out there. If there is a way for Australian government to support more people, I think that would be extremely appreciated. Or if the Australian government find a way to pressurize the Taliban to not really bother people out there, not really do whatever they want. If somehow they try to control the terrorists and the Taliban out there, I really want the Australian government and all their allies to support the women out there, support the educated part of the community, support the people of Afghanistan not to get wiped out and smashed by Taliban out there. This is something that I really want the Australian government to know, yeah, and also the people of Australia. And at least I'm happy now that my children are going to be safe. They will go to school. They will grow in front of my eyes in a peaceful environment. So this is really a new, nice hope. And, I want to be a writer now. Now my number one target is to go to university and educate myself and to be able to write my stories and stuff like that. Afghanistan is extremely rich with friendship, a very untouched and pure culture out there, architecture from different empires, from different era in Afghanistan. Afghanistan is an extremely rich country with traditions, and I hope to be able to go to Afghanistan again one time and show all these beauty to people. Yeah.
You like Afghanistan?
Yes. How about you?
Yes.
What not Bilal Ahmad? Goodbye. 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 Goodbye.